Ever since the Vikings bolstered up their roster via free agency, adding players both within the interior offensive line and interior defensive line, I have doubled down multiple times that the Vikings can do whatever it is that they want this upcoming draft, as in best player available. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it that they can't screw up. And I get it, famous last words. With that said, the choice is yours. You no longer have the excuse of the inheritance of the previous regime's scouting department. You've been here for 3 years. You can make your own decisions. At the time in 2021, nobody was sitting here saying that the trade down for Lewis Cine was great. That is outside of the professional Vikings content creators whose business model, no disrespect, I'm not going to identify anybody out there by name. If you feel some type of way, that's your business, not mine. Outside of the professional Vikings content creators whose business model it is to defend everything that it is that the Vikings do as being great, nobody thought it was a good trade at the time. In fact, the trade was bad. In real time, most people said, who the hell is Lewis Cine? Why are you doing this? That was your decision, not ours. But I believe that Kwesi Adolfo have moved on from this. The needs remaining for the Minnesota Vikings, and this is in no particular order, I'm going to say starting left guard plus offensive line depth, defensive line depth, corner, safety, tight end, running back, backup quarterback, and for this exercise, either trade down or no trades at all. You're going to preserve your picks next year. You own your first 3 picks. Plus, you're looking at possible compensatory picks for Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones. So we're going to do this exercise, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you have different names. So for the sake of this exercise, we just stuck in pick. Starting at pick 24. I don't know what that was. Starting at pick 24. It came down to a 2-way tie between D tackle Kenneth Grant from Michigan versus Gray Zabel, interior offensive lineman from North Dakota State. This to me would be a toss-up. I wouldn't be upset or overly excited either way. I feel like either one of these players, you address a major need going forward, not just for the now, but also the future. Kenneth Grant, Gray Zabel, what say you? Pick 97. I've got Harold Fannin Jr., tight end from Bowling Green, versus Dylan Sampson, running back from Tennessee, versus Deion Walker, D tackle from Kentucky, versus Noah Williams, cornerback from Cal. And the 2-man tie I have within this 4-man group is Harold Fannin Jr. and Dylan Sampson. I've been looking for a reason to get ahead of that tight end position just because after next year, like, unless you believe you're about to commit to TJ Hawkinson for a 3rd contract, it seems like he's going to be gone after 2025. Why not get ahead of it now? But the more that I think of it, why not get ahead of it now with the running back position so you can have a Sonic and Knuckles type of pairing? The Detroit Lions showed that with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Unless you can find a generational running back like the Vikings once had with Adrian Peterson, or like the Philadelphia Eagles have right now with Saquon Barkley, or the Baltimore Ravens have right now with Derrick Henry, you need a legit running back by committee. Right now, you're going to have that with Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, but I think in 2026 it's going to be Jordan Mason and whoever it is that you draft in this upcoming week. So, although I want to get ahead of the tight end position, I think for the sake of this exercise, let me know if you would go differently. I'm going to go Dylan Sampson here and then get ahead of the tight end position next season, the draft in 2026. At pick 139, Dorian Strong, cornerback from Virginia Tech. At pick 187, Logan Brown, offensive line depth, specifically O-tackle from Kansas. And actually, I want to go back real quick. If you want to argue about Harold Fannin Jr., I'm not going to argue against you. But say that, and I hate this word so much because this, I believe, is just the most dry humped word during the draft process. I think it's a filler word that people use just to get on by segments without actually saying any effing thing at all. Value. But in this case, I can see how it works. I think you would get more value out of a tight end in this year's draft, obviously, as an extra playmaker compared to drafting a running back who's going to be your RB3, who's going to do nothing but sit until 2026. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. So in this draft, in this mock draft, we've addressed D-tackle, tight end, or running back, whichever you prefer, cornerback, offensive tackle. Your thoughts in the comments section below. I'm thinking, I know I said that typically I do the live streams for these drafts. My kids, they're a year older, which means they're louder. I'm going to do the best I can, man. Worst case scenario, I know worst case scenario, I'm going to do a breakdown of each draft pick that they make this weekend. But whether I do a live stream or not, we'll see. They are so loud. Love them to death. Love my kids. But I'm like, can you please be quiet? I'm trying to do a show. I think we got the purple parlor tonight. Will we do another mock draft where I'm the GM, SK is Flores, and Rap is KOC, and I forced them to collaborate? That was really fun. I'm pretty sure we're going to do that again. Anyway, check that out. That's going to be tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you then.